Everyone. My name is Mariah Miller, and I'm the Creative Engagement Coordinator at the Harrison Center. And today we're going to talk about art and community healing. Joining me will be Shirley Webster and Joanna Taft, and we're going to talk to you about how art can be a powerful tool that brings community healing. So first, let me tell you a little bit about the Harrison Center. We are an art center in downtown Indianapolis that seeks to be a catalyst for renewal by fostering awareness, appreciation, and community for arts and culture. And we think that an important part of healing is knowing and loving people. And today we're going to talk to you about how knowing and loving people's stories through art is a way of knowing and loving people. So we think that painting is more than just art on a wall. It can be art on a painting on a wall, but there's a lot more that art can do. And we're going to talk to you a little bit about how art can be a lot of different things and how you can bring art into your communities. So I would say that art is a sensory experience that reflects, celebrates, or builds culture. It's something that you can see, but you could also maybe hear it. You could taste it. If you've ever had a really good meal and you say like, that was a piece of art. And these things all can be tools that build community, that connect you with your neighbors, that connect you with your neighborhood. And they can be ways to celebrate the story of that neighborhood. Making art about something is a way of saying, hey, this is worth paying attention to. There's a really cool story here. There's something that we need to see, we need to understand, and we need to celebrate. And because we believe that these experiences are powerful, we think that they should be used in community healing. Art is powerful. We've seen the way that art has affected neighborhoods. And we think that it's really important that we use this tool in a wise way. So the Harrison Center has kind of focused on using art to tell the neighborhood stories and the stories of the long-term elders. So you might have heard the term Gratriarch. The Gratriarch is going to be a term that we talk about later in this conference. And INRC has started using that language as well as other neighborhoods in Indianapolis. But the Harrison Center has been working in Martindale, Brightwood, and through this project, we have started identifying long-term elders who've helped build and write the story of their neighborhood, and who are inviting others into that story who want to share their story. And we believe that these elders have a lot of really wonderful things to say. And the Gratriarch program started just by talking to these neighbors. We sat on front porches with them. I would definitely say porching is part of our artistic process. We sat on porches with them and listened to their stories. An artist drew their portraits and then painted their portraits into these larger than life paintings that hung on 16th Street in a busy corridor in the neighborhood. And this program turned into so much more than just paintings. It is now a group that serves as the advisory board for a lot of the creative placemaking and artistic activities that the Harrison Center does in neighborhoods. And the really exciting thing about the session today is that one of the Gratriarchs, Miss Shirley Webster, is going to be speaking after me. And Miss Shirley has lived in the Hillside neighborhood in Martindale, Brightwood for many, many years. She was the Hillside Neighborhood Association president for a long time. And we've had the pleasure of meeting her and getting to know her in the last 5 years or so. So she, after this, we're going to play a video from her. She's going to tell you a little bit about her story. She's going to tell you about her experience in Martindale, Brightwood, the ways that she's seen the neighborhood come together and experience difficulties, and how art can be used to address multiple of those community challenges. And after, she's going to talk a little bit about how art has impacted that. And then after that, Joanna Taft, the executive director of the Harrison Center, will speak more about how we do those things, how the Harrison Center has brought art in like all of the different ways that art can look. There will be some practical examples, there'll be some fun examples. And I just want to say it's been such a privilege to be able to work in this thing called creative placemaking and bringing art to neighborhoods. And I hope that you guys get some exciting ideas for how art can bring healing in your neighborhood. So Catherine, if you want to go ahead and start those videos. Okay, so as we're wrapping up here, we have just a few minutes left. I just wanted to say, like, hopefully this gave you some idea of how art can be a tool in your neighborhood. But you might have a question, and what if you want to do this, but you're not an artist, or maybe you don't know any artists? That's okay. I'm not an artist either. But I think, hopefully giving you guys some tools that anyone can use, like porching, anyone can do. Anyone can listen to a story, anyone can tell a story, anyone can meet your neighbors and find ways to celebrate those stories. You can learn the history of your neighborhood, but you can also learn the personal history, these stories. And we think that, connected neighborhoods are healthy neighborhoods. So maybe there are artists who live in your neighborhood who want to help celebrate that story, who you might not know them yet. And porching is a way to do that, to keep meeting neighbors and to keep, trying to find ways to stay connected, especially in a time when we are far apart and missing community in person. So And you know, there are also lots of artists other places around the city. There are artists who, you know, do things like paint portraits, but you don't even necessarily have to be an artist in order to do this sort of art and community healing work. So thank you guys. We are going to be around for about 10 more minutes. We're going to do some informal question and answers, some chatting, and some discussion. So feel free to hang out in this room, and we are happy to talk to you guys about art and community healing. Thanks for joining. And I don't know how to end the talk. Catherine?